Hey, it's your girl, your favorite paralegal, aka Cassandra Lynn, and welcome to Legal Doc Talk 24/7. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. Hey, y'all, so we're going to tap into UMG's response back to Lawbry, aka Paperwork Poppy, aka Drizzy Drake. So, as we know, Drake has filed a lawsuit against UMG earlier this year for defamation due to the Not Like Us song. He feels like every time that song plays, he's getting defamed. Why step into a rap beef battle and you can't take the heat? That's my opinion. However, he has been trying to get this case, to kind of go on. And I believe that his intentions were to file this lawsuit so that way he can stop it from being played and performed at the Super Bowl, and that just did not happen. And I think for him, it made the matters even worse. So, as of right now, UMG said, hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to go file a motion to dismiss because there are several things that Drake hasn't done in his complaint. And we're going to hop right over there to this legal paperwork. So, get your coffee, get your tea, get your wine, and we're going to dive right on into this. So, there are going to be a lot of filings that I pull up, but for first and foremost, I'm going to ensure that I explain each document in its entirety so that way you guys can get an understanding as to what UMG is stating. Also, I was able to get my hands on the discovery that Drake sent over to UMG Recordings. And after reading that, I just feel like, dude, why don't you just go ahead and sue Kendrick? But we'll get into that when the time comes. But for right now, let's look over the notice and the motion to dismiss, as well as UMG's memorandum in order to support their motion to dismiss. So this is just a notice letting us know that they submitted it. So let's just hop on into this. So they are requesting an oral argument, which means that they will go before the judge, both the plaintiff attorney as well as the defense attorney, and they will argue this motion out. So let's see. They are okay. So their argument is that Drake failed to state a claim for defamation. Drake failed to state a claim for harassment in the second degree, and Drake failed to state a claim under the New York General Business Law, Section 349. So let's tap right on into this to see what's going on. And y'all, if y'all hear some noise in the background, it's just windy here in Dallas. All right, so let's see what they start off with. I love the quotes. I love the quotes. Yeah, I want it all. That's why I strive for it. Diss me. You'll never hear a reply for it. Drake. That was on his successful song. You know what? I'm about to end this video right now. They go they use Drake's words against him. Classic. Plaintiff, one of the most successful recording artists of all time, lost a rap battle that he provoked and in which he willingly participated. Instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to solve his wounds. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. I love every bit of this first paragraph. This is making my day. Intro. In the spring of 2024, two of the most popular recording artists in the world, Kendrick Lamar and Aubrey Drake Graham, engaged in a high profile rap battle. Over the course of approximately 2 months, they exchanged increasingly, uh, what is that, vitriolical? Sorry about that, and incendiary diss tracks, sometimes responding within hours of each other. Drake encouraged the feud. For example, when he felt that Lamar was taking too long to respond, Drake released a second recording in which he goaded well, not goated, but goaded Lamar to continue the public rap battle. Lamar did just that, and collectively, Drake and Lamar released a total of 9 tracks, taking aim at each other. Multiple commentators declared Lamar to be the winner of the battle. Ooh, baby, I know. Let me see. They put this out they filed this on 17th of March. And I know they have to give a copy ahead of time. So I know this dude is probably sitting somewhere in the corner because they eating this. They're cooking this dude. Not like us. The pen the penultimate track in the feud is the subject of the complaint. The recording and music video were released by Lamar through defendant UMG on May 4th, 2024. Not Like Us was a massive commercial and artistic success. The record was the best selling rap recording of 2024 and won the Grammy Award for Record of the Year, and the accompanying music video won the Grammy Award for Best Music Video. The song Not Like Us won the Grammy Award for Song of the Year and has become an ambiguous cultural phenomenon, among other things. Lamar performed the song at the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show to a record audience, and Saturday Night Live parodied it in its recent 50th anniversary special. That was so classic. If you have not seen that parody on Saturday Night Live, y'all got to definitely go watch that. Not Like Us, like all of the recording in the feud between Drake and Lamar, and like the many notorious diss tracks throughout rap's history, consists of a series of hyperbolic insults. Drake has been pleased to use UMG's platform to promote tracks leveling similar incendiary attacks at Lamar, including most significantly that Lamar engaged in domestic abuse and that one of Lamar's business partners and managers is the true father of Lamar's son. But now, after losing the rap battle, Drake claims that Not Like Us is defamatory. It is not. While the complaint focuses almost entirely on Not Like Us, it disregards the other Drake and Lamar diss tracks that surrounded Not Like Us, as well as the conventions of the diss track genre, and thus critically ignores the context of the dispute. Assessed in context, as it must be, Not Like Us clearly conveys non actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole. Diss tracks are popular and celebrated art forms centered around outrageous insults, and they would be severely chilled if Drake's suit were permitted to proceed. Drake also alleges that Not Like Us constitutes second degree harassment, but sues under a criminal statute that does not prescribe speech and has no private right of action. Finally, Drake claims that UMG's promotion of Not Like Us violates the New York General Business Law, Section 349, but fails to allege any of the elements for that claim. Notably, less than 3 years ago, Drake himself signed a public petition criticizing the trend of prosecutors using artists' creative expression against them by treating rap lyrics as literal fact. Ooh, baby, they're using his words. And baby, UMG has submitted a request for judicial notice, so they probably got a copy of that petition that Drake signed, and they're entering it to the court to review. Now, what is a judicial notice? A judicial notice is a process pretty much where the court acknowledges a fact as true without requiring formal evidence. And that's typically facts that are generally known as readily verifiable. So it's not looking good for y'all, boy. As Drake recognized, when it comes to rap, the final work is a product of the artist's vision and imagination. Drake was right then and is wrong now. The complaint's unjustified claims against UMG are no more than Drake's attempt to save face for his unsuccessful rap battle with Lamar. The court should grant UMG's motion and dismiss the complaint with prejudice, meaning that he can no longer file anything against UMG ever again. Now, that ain't saying he can't go after Kendrick. So, if they do get dismissed, will he go after Kendrick? I don't know. I think we kind of know what the facts are, but let's kind of go over this. So the parties we know is UMG, Global Music Company, and we got Drake, who's an international known rap artist, and we know that UMG represents Lamar through UMG's Interscope division, and he is a highly successful rap artist in his own right. We know that Drake and Lamar engaged in a what? How do you say that? Vitriolic. Hopefully, I'm saying that rap battle. So not like us is pretty much the center of why Drake is feeling like this. Oh yeah, let me go this. Yeah, let me read this part. So not like us, the recording at the center of this action was released as part of a rap beef between Drake and Lamar. The artist feud reportedly traces its origins back more than a decade, but broke into the public domain in early 2024 when Drake and Lamar began trading diss tracks sometimes within the same hour. Drake and Lamar's feud was not unique in the world of rap. Rap feuds where artists trade diss tracks insulting each other have existed pretty much since the beginning of rap in the 1970s. A number of storied feuds have occurred throughout rap history, including the Roxanne Wars involving Roxanne Shante and the rap group UTFO, as well as feuds between Nas and Jay Z, Little Kim and Foxy Brown, Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. Drake is a prolific rap feud combatant, having traded diss tracks with a number of artists, including Pusha T and Meek Mills. Oh my gosh, back to back. I remember that. Drake dissed his track in Meek Mill feud. Boy, they actually attached the exhibits, like his lyrics, for also judicial notice. So not only the petition that he signed to use his own words against him, but they're using his own lyrics. I freaking love it because you can't sit there and back in the days you had this one mindset and like, oh no, it's just the artist's freedom of speech. But now that you were defeated in a rap battle, you reverse that. You're thinking totally different. Oh no, we can't do that. It's defamatory. Mm. The public feud between Drake and Lamar tracks back to October 2023 recording First Person Pow Power by Drake and J. Cole, in which J. Cole rapped that he, Drake, and Lamar were the big three, the top three rappers in the industry. Oh my gosh, they submitted that for judicial notice, the lyrics. In response, Lamar appeared on March 2024 track Like That with artists Future and Metro Boomin, in which he rejected the notion that Drake and J. Cole were his equals, rapping Mother Uck the Big Three blank, it's just me. And they submitted that also for judicial notice. Drake responded in April 2024 with the track Push Ups, distributed by, guess who? UMG, and they submitted those lyrics also for a request for judicial notice. The recording takes aim at Lamar, insulting inter alia, his height, how the uck you big steppin' with the size 7 men's on, and pip squeak pipe down, you ain't no big three, and his career. Your first number one, I had to put it in your hand. Your last one bricked, you really not on ish. And I am at the top of the mountain. Just to have this talk with your ASS, I had to hike down. He also encouraged the feud, stating, and that ucking song y'all got did not start the beef with us. This ish been brewing in a pot, now I'm heating it up. Then, seemingly impatient with the time it was taking for Lamar to respond, Drake released Tailor Made Freestyle on Instagram. Those lyrics have also been submitted for judicial notice. The recording uses artificial intelligence to make it sound as if the voices are of deceased rapper icon Tupac and rapper Snoop Dogg are rapping Drake's lyrics. In their voices, Drake taunts Lamar for his delay. More notably, for present purposes, Drake urges Lamar in the voice of Tupac to talk about Drake liking young girls on Lamar's next track. And this is what Drake said, but in Tupac's voice. Kendrick, we need you, the West Coast savior, engraving your name in some hip hop history. If you deal with this viciously, you seem a little nervous about all the publicity. F this Canadian light skin, Dot. We need a no debated West Coast victory man. Call him a itch for me. Talk about him liking young girls. That's a gift from me. Heard it on the Button podcast. It gotta be true. And then in the voice of Snoop Dogg, Drake then calls on Lamar to release a new diss track, saying, but still, you gotta show this effing Al who boss on the West. Now's the time to really make a power move, because right now it's looking like you writing out the game plan on how to lose, how to bark up the wrong tree and then get your head popped in a crowded room. World is watching this chess game, but are you out of moves? Then Drake says in his own voice, since like that, your tone changed a little and you not as enthused. How are you not in the booth? I feel like you kind of removed. You trying to let this ish die down. Nah, nah, nah. Not this time, Ninja. You following through. I guess you need another week to figure out how to improve. What the uck is taking so long? We waiting on you. This dude provoked somebody who won the was it Spitzer Prize, who took psychology classes at UCLA. Like, bro, you provoked the wrong dude. Lamar responded with two tracks. Euphoria, I love that track. Released by UMG on April 30th, followed by 616 in LA. Both of those have been admitted for judicial notice. Lamar raps of Drake and Euphoria. The famous actor we once knew is looking paranoid and now spiraling. And a pathetic master manipulator, I can smell the tells on you now. You're not a rap artist, you're a scam artist with the hopes of being accepted. He criticized Drake's music. I make music that electrify him, you make music that pacify him. Attacks his use of Tupac's voice in tailor made freestyle. I'm ready to double the wage, and I'd rather do that than let a Canadian ninja make pot turn in his grave. Attacking his parenting. I got a son to raise, but I can see you don't know nothing about that. And insults his character and racial identity. I hate the way that you talk, the way that no wait. I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress. I hate the way that you sneak that this. If I catch flight, it's gonna be direct. How many more fairy tales about your life till we had enough? How many more black features till you finally feel that you're black enough? Lamar insults continue in 616 in LA, where he raps that members of Drake's OVO team are disloyal. Have you ever thought that OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is whispering that you deserve it. Drake responded approximately 14 hours later on the evening of May 3rd with the track Family Matters distributed by UMG. That's also the lyrics have been entered in for judicial notice. The track is a scathing attack on Lamar, laden with hyperbolic slurs. Drake attacks, among other things, Lamar's authenticity. You just acted like an activist. It's make believe. He also mocks his height. He always said I overlooked him. I was staring straight. The bars go over Kenny head no matter what I say. States that Lamar cheats on his fiance. Why did you move to New York? it is because you live in that bachelor life, proposed in 2015, but you don't want to make her your actual wife. I'm guessing this wedding ain't happening, right? Because we know the girls you actually like, your darkest secrets are coming to light. And asserts that one of Lamar's children was fathered by one of his business partners and manager, Dave Free. Your baby mama captions always scream and save me. You did her dirty all your life. You trying to make peace. I heard that one of them little kids might be Dave Free. Don't make it Dave Freeze, cause if your GM is your BM secret BD, then this is all making plenty effing sense to me. It's so sad, y'all. I used to be a Drake fan, and like the new music, this that "Give Me a Hug," I like that track. Like Kendrick said, we like Drake with the melodies. We don't like Drake when he act tough. Drake also raps that Lamar's physical abuse. Wait, I'm sorry. Drake also raps that Lamar physically abuses his fiance, stating, "When you put your hands on your girl, is it self defense because she's bigger than you?" And then they hired a crisis management team to clean up the fact that you beat on your queen. The recording also makes various other allusions to violence, including pow pow violence. Drake opens that he has emptied the clip over friendlier jabs. Ask, which one of my so called ninjas need a shell from the clip? And raps, come get this A whooping, I'm handing them out. The track closes with Drake stating, "You're unalived. You're unalive. You're unalive. There's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide." Multiple pow pow sounds at various points in the recording. Really, Drake? I gotta go back and listen because I really wasn't paying attention. Lamar responded with two more back to back tracks. I didn't know what was going on that day. I said, "Oh my God, Kendrick, Kendrick dropped again, Kendrick dropped again," with Meet the Grams, followed by Not Like Us. In Meet the Grams, released approximately 30 minutes after Family Matters, Lamar directs his insults to various members of Drake's not intermediate, immediate family, and to Drake himself. Those have been submitted for judicial notice. Not Like Us was released on May 5th. Like this track before it, Not Like Us consists of hyperbolic insults. Lamar calls Drake's names. "Why you trolling like a ain't you tired?" And "It was God's plan to show y'all the liar." Mocks Drake's OVO brand and image. What OVO for? The other option? Or what's is the hour? Bert and Bert. Makes hyperbolic threats of violence. "You think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, Ninja? I think that Oakley gonna be your last stop." I was just thinking that he was saying he ain't gonna be doing no more shows in Cali. That's what I thought. But attacks Drake's personal relationships, including alleging that Drake had relations with Lil Wayne's girlfriend. Effed on Wayne girl while he was in jail. That's conniving. And calls him a ucking colonizer, inferring that Drake employs other artists for fame and financial benefit. Taking up Drake's invitation in the tailor-made freestyle to talk about Drake liking young girls, Lamar also makes various statements at issue in the complaint, saying, "Say Drake, I hear you like 'em young. You better never, you better not ever go to cell block one. To any they're talking to in love, just make sure you hide your little sister from them." And while you trolling like a ain't you tired, trying to strike a chord, and it's probably A minor. And he also raps, "And Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? Certified lover boys, certified PDF file." And states, "And your homeboy need a subpoena. That predator moving flocks. The name got to be registered and placed on neighborhood watch." Drake responded the following day with The Heart Part 6. That has also been entered into judicial notice. There, Drake doubles down on the statement that one of Lamar's children was fathered by Mr. Free. And Why isn't Whitney denying all of the allegations? Why is she following Dave Free and not Mr. Morale? Dave leaving heart emojis underneath pics of the child. And like if Dave really effed your girl and got her pregnant, talk about breeding resentment. And reiterates his claims of domestic abuse. I don't want to fight with a woman beater, it feeds your nature. Drake states that he expected the alleged defamatory statements and not like us. This Epstein angle was the ish I expected. TikTok videos you collected and dissected, and denies them. Only effing with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager. Can you explain, as a 30-year-old man, why you were texting a teenager that was under the age of 16 at the time? I will never. That is just weird. If you have a young girl and a man who is 30 years of age was texting your 13, 14, 15-year-old, I don't care the celebrity status. How would you feel as a parent? That's all I'm saying. The track also contains further references to violence, including I'll slit your throat with the razor, and yeah, bullets that I'm stuffing in each chamber, yo blank is in extreme danger. Whew. Not Like Us is a massive commercial and artistic success, in which it is. Lamar is widely perceived to have won the rap feud. Ultimately, I do think Kendrick did not come out on the superior end of that quarrel. We can say Kendrick has won. New Yorker article says, has there ever been a clear of a loser as Drake? New York Times article, nothing, Lamar unofficially winning a high profile diss war with Drake. Not Like Us has been a massive commercial and artistic success. It has been heard or viewed nearly 6 billion times and was the best selling rap songs of 2024. It set multiple records, including most single day streams for a rap song in the US, the fastest song to reach 300 million Spotify streams, and the most streamed song in a 7-day period, 96 million streams. Within the first week of its release, Not Like Us debuted it at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 list and ranked first on YouTube's weekly top music video chart from August 4th to August 8th. July 4th to August 8th. It has maintained its popularity. On October 7th, 2024, Billboard reported that the recording had reached 45.4 million in total audience impressions on radio. It has also been used in over 1.3 million videos on TikTok. Rolling Stone deemed it the biggest moment in music this year. The song, recording, and video of Not Like Us were collectively nominated for 5 Grammy Awards as voted by over 13,000 music industry peers, including Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Performance, Best Rap Song, Best Music Video, and won in all 5 categories. In order to survive a motion to dismiss, this is what UMG has to do. 1. A complaint must plead enough facts to state a claim to relief that is plausible on its face. The court can credit only well pleaded, conclusory, factual allegations and must disregard legal conclusions. In Ashcroft and Iqbal, it says in certain circumstances, the court may permissibly consider documents other than the complaint in ruling on a motion. So that is why they are entering the lyrics, the petition that Drake signed. They're entering in for judicial notice because they can use those. So once again, judicial notice is a legal process where the court acknowledges a fact as true without requiring formal evidence. And that's typically facts that are either generally known or readily verifiable. So by them giving them those tangible documents, they can verify each and every aspect of Drake's contradiction. Let's put it that way. So it's like, how are you doing the same thing? How are you doing the same thing, sir, to other people? Pusha T, Meek Mill, da 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 da. And then here you're on the other side of the rap beef, and now you're trying to change your tune. Let's see. Courts in this district have observed that there is particular value in resolving defamation claims at the pleading stage so as not to protract litigation through discovery and trial and thereby chill the exercise of constitutionally protected freedoms. Let's see. Drake fails to state a claim for defamation. Drake, who had no concerns using UMG's platform to publish slurs about Lamar during their rap feud, now claims that Not Like Us is defamatory. I want y'all to understand this. Drake did the same thing. All you got to do is go back and read his lyrics. But because he lost the rap battle, he's feeling some type of way. So the same way he used UMG to go at Kendrick and Pusha T and Meek Mills, now he has a problem with it. This is like tangible. You can go look this up. You can't say, well, yeah, Kendrick defamed him. Kendrick can sue Drake because Drake said some foul stuff about Kendrick. These allegations, which are directly aimed at chilling legitimate artistic expression safeguarded by the First Amendment and law. Remember, Drake signed a petition that says it is artistic expression. Yeah. They're meritless. Drake fails to state a claim for defamation because Not Like Us conveys non actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole, not fact. And because Drake cannot adequately allege that UMG acted with actual malice. To succeed on his defamation claim, this is what Drake has to do: a defamatory statement of and concerning the plaintiff, publication to a third party, fault, falsity of the defamation statement, and special damages or per se actionability. Where, as here, the plaintiff is a public figure, he must prove that the allegedly defamatory statements was made with actual malice, that is, made with knowledge of its falsity or with reckless disregard of whether it was false. So pretty much you have to prove that what Kendrick said was false. I think that's the simplest form that I can put that in. Drake has to prove that it's false. The alleged defamatory material is non actionable opinion and rhetorical hyperbole. To be defamatory, a publication must convey fact, not opinion or rhetorical hyperbole. Expressions of opinion, as opposed to assertions of fact, are deemed privileged and, no matter how offensive, cannot be the subject of an action for defamation. In order to distinguish assertions of fact from non actionable opinion, New York courts analyze one, whether the specific language in issue has a precise meaning which is readily understood. Two, whether the statements are capable of being proven true or false. And three, whether either the full context of the communication in which the statement appears or the broader social context and surrounding circumstances are such um, as to signal readers or listeners that what is being read or heard is likely to be an opinion, not a fact. Let's see. A statement's tone and apparent purpose may signal that it is not conveying an accurate factual assessment offered by a disinterested observer. Ooh, for example, tone may indicate non-actionable opinion where it reflects a degree of anger and resentment. Where the tenor is rambling, heated, or speculative, or often escalates into the hyperbolic, or where a statement involves parody, loose, or figurative language. Likewise, the broader context informs whether a statement is reasonably understood to convey factual assertions. Even a parent statement of fact may assume the character of statements of opinion when made in public debate, heated labor dispute, or circumstances in which an audience may anticipate the use of uh, epithets, fiery rhetoric, or hyperbole. All in all, Drake has to prove that everything that he's claiming is defamatory, is false, that it's not true. And I really want to see how this is going to work out. Now they did quote or cite a existing case. The recent case of Rappaport versus Barstool Sports is particularly instructive. There, actor Michael Rappaport alleged that statements by Barstool Sports accusing him of having herpes and abusing his ex-girlfriend, including several statements in a 6-minute diss track in which defendants rapped a constant stream of insults and slurs that report against a backdrop of unflattering video clips and images were defamatory. So they made a diss track about dude and had images that he didn't like in the background while while they were dissing him. He called all of that defamatory. Guess what happened? The district court reclaimed as a matter of law. This is what they stated. The statements were largely laden with epithets, vulgarities, hyperbole, and non literal language and imagery, delivered in the midst of a public and very criminous dispute between the Barstool defendants and Rappaport that would have been obvious to even the most casual observer, and published on social media, blogs, and sports talk radio, which are all platforms where audiences reasonably anticipate hearing opinionated statements. So, in other words, just think about the Drake situation, that rap beef. We knew that it was a rap battle. We know what consists of a rap battle. So to us, it could just be a hyperbole. It could be figurative language. We don't think that is true unless you act in some type of way, in which makes us look at you different and be like, okay, well, is this true? Because you acting a certain way. You acting kind of sus. That is what the court looks at. Judges, they interpret the law to apply in certain situations. So, how does the law apply here? Was everything that was being said facts, or was it a lie? Was it not truthful? Was it false? So, Drake, you have the burden of proof to say, okay, I am not a PDF file. I don't talk to underage children. I don't do these things that Kendrick said that I did. So we gotta pay attention to the tone. Let me see what they say. Exaggerated. Let me see. I'm trying to see exactly. Okay, I'm gonna go here. So exaggerated imagery in the music video reinforces that Not Like Us is not intended to reflect factual analysis. For example, the video opens with Lamar whispering to a clown that he sees dead people, a nod to the film The Sixth Sense, implying hyperbolically that Drake has been defeated in the rap battle. I didn't get that, but now I got that. The video also shows Lamar beating an owl pinata with a disclaimer: no OVOs were harmed during the making of this video, and staring down an owl in a cage. This imagery reinforces the non factual nature of Not Like Us. Indeed, no reasonable listener would require a disclaimer that a pinata is not literally Drake and his crew. The imagery is, what is that? Satirical? I'm sorry, satirical and vitriolic, words I've never seen in my life, all of which signals to the audience that the video does not convey sober factual analysis. We all whenever we see Kendrick's videos, whenever we read his lyrics or listen to his lyrics, we all know that this man, it's a meaning behind it. It is something that you have to decipher. It's so much symbolism. Be like, oh, he talking about that. Okay, so we never, how can I say this? We never sit there and be like, oh my God, it's true. Because he said, we know that we all have to sit there and break down whatever Kendrick does. He's always been like that. Likewise, the album image of Drake's Toronto home is obviously doctored, further underscoring the non factual nature of Not Like Us. Again, no reasonable viewer would believe that the image of Drake's Toronto mansion with 13 ex offender markers is real. The image is hyperbolic and exaggerated, conveying opinion, not fact. Dun, dun, dun. The broader context also enforces that Not Like Us is not actionable. Not Like Us did not emerge out of thin air. It was Lamar, a culminating diss track and one of the nastiest lyrical warfare rap feuds in recent history. It followed the release of 7 preceding tracks in which Drake and Lamar hurled increasingly vitriolic allegations at each other, including Drake's slurs that Lamar's son was fathered by someone else and that Lamar cheats on his and physically abuses his fiance. If ever there was a circumstance for the audience to anticipate the use of ethics, epithets, I need to learn how to say that word, fiery rhetoric or hyperbole. Moreover, assessment of the broader context makes it clear that Not Like Us relates to the well known controversies that Drake himself acknowledges and perpetrated. My boy. My boy, my boy, my boy. Let me see what else it says. Da, 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 da. Facts and criticism concerning Drake's relationship with minors predate Not Like Us and have been widely reported. Noting that Lamar is indicating Drake's for years of rumors and speculations around his misbehavior around minors, and that Millie Bobby Brown is one of the things that most people are aware of when it comes to Drake and rumors around him. She talked about texting Drake when she was, a minor. Baby, let me go to this footnote. This is a news article covering video of an adult Drake kissing and fondling a 17-year-old at the concert. Because remember, he asked her how old she was, and she said 17, and he said something about old enough, and he went to do what he did. And then, but baby, they are entering all of these articles in for judicial notice, baby. UMG, they doing a big one. They also submitted the news articles covering criticism of an adult Drake's friendship with Millie Bobby Brown when the latter was 14 years old. Notably, Drake himself called on Lamar to invoke these allegations in tailor-made freestyle because he said, "Come on out and say what you got to say." He did it. He provoked them, in which he had Tupac's AI generated voice rap that Lamar should talk about Drake's liking young girls. The Heart Part 6, where Drake also affirmed that he understood Lamar's statements and Not Like Us to refer to Millie Bobby Brown controversy, stating this Epstein angle was the ish I expected and only effing with Whitney's, not Millie Bobby Brown's. I never looked twice at no teenager. And then clearly Drake himself understands that Lamar's lyrics refer solely to well-known issues. Now, also that has been entered into the judicial notice is the OVO band member Baka Not Nice. the 2014 arrest on human trafficking and assault charges, and him being convicted for assault back in 2015. They entered that into judicial notice. Boy, take it together with the fact that Not Like Us was released in the context of a combative and vitriolic rap diss battle, it would be obvious to even the most casual observer that Not Like Us is a not an accurate factual assessment offered by a disinterested observer. In some, the tone, the broader context in which Not Like Us was released makes plain that the recording, video, and album cover convey rhetorical hyperbole and opinion not based on anything beyond controversies that have been widely acknowledged, including by Drake himself. Drake fails to state an actionable claim for defamation. And then this part says Drake cannot allege that UMG acted with actual malice. Like, dude, really? Do you think that they would just be like, "Oh my gosh, we're going to go ahead and we're going to let Kendrick come out with Not Like Us, and we're going to support it and all this other stuff so we can bring Drake down"? That's not it. And Drake cannot prove that. He cannot prove that UMG acted with malice. That they deliberately put out this information to make Drake look bad. That's all that this section is saying. The harassment in the second degree. Let me see. Drake further asserts a criminal claim for harassment in the second degree on the theory that Kendrick Lamar issued a call to violence against Drake and Not Like Us with threats of violence, and that the song thus amounts to incitement. The claim fails for multiple reasons. First, there is no private right to action. Where a penal statute does not expressly confer a private right of action on individuals pursuing civil relief, recovery under such a statute may be had only if a private right of action may be fairly implied. Second, oh no, that's section. It doesn't satisfy this test because nothing distinguishes it from every other run-of-the-mill criminal statute that lacks a private right of action. So he's saying because of the song that people were ended up going to his house, this dude here, even if that statute did have a right of action, the harassment claim would fail. The statute requires that UMG act with intent to harass or annoy or alarm Drake. And that's not what they did. That is not what they did at all. Drake's allegations are contradicted by his allegation that UMG had the opposite incentive with respect to resigning Lamar. Let's see. He fails to state a claim under the New York General Business Law, which asserts that UMG violated by covertly financially incentivizing third parties to play, stream, and promote recording, and then by making materially false and misleading representations of the recording's popularity to consumers. These allegations are entirely bogus, but in all event fails to state a claim. Because how are you going to prove? How are you going to prove that this is exactly what happened? And we're going to get into the discovery quest that he actually submitted. Yeah, so this is wild. Hold on, let's get into something. So I know with the motion to dismiss, they actually submitted an affirmation. And this is the affirmation of David Keffer. Sorry, I mispronounced his name. He's the VP, head of music and audiobooks business at Spotify. He stated that, let's see, he is familiar with Spotify's business dealing with UMG recordings and that and its affiliates. UMG licensed to Spotify to rights to stream. Spotify the rights to stream sounds recordings by both Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Contrary to the allegations in the petition, UMG and Spotify have never had any arrangement in which UMG charged Spotify licensing rates 30% lower than its usual licensing rates for Not Like Us in exchange for Spotify affirmatively recommending Not Like Us, including to users who are searching for other songs and artists. The petition claims that an unidentified individual reported on a podcast that he used bots to achieve 30 million streams on Spotify on the first day of the release of Not Like Us. Spotify found no evidence to substantiate this claim. Spotify invests heavily in automated and manual reviews to prevent, detect, and mitigate the impact of artificial streaming on our platform. When we identify attempted stream manipulations, we take actions that may include removing stream numbers, withholding royalties, and charging penalty fees. Confirmed and suspected artificial streams are also removed from our chart calculations. This helps us protect royalty payouts for honest, hardworking artists. Y'all see how this company does? Because they protect the interests of the shareholders, the people who invested, everybody. This is what you're supposed to do, not like blocking. So this is him saying that Spotify, nobody was paid to use bots to achieve 30 million streams on Spotify. There's no evidence of that. And if there was any type of manipulation, they have a procedure on how they handle that. And to top that off, they're not even calculated in their charts. They got so this is the reason as to why Drake was trying to do a deposition before he even filed the lawsuit, because he was trying to get information to see if he even needs to file a lawsuit. Let me see. And this is just the email from let me see, what was they doing? Oh, okay. This is just saying that they got the email, the motion to dismiss from UMG. It's not really nothing. But I do want to tap into discovery requests, and we about to wrap this up. So after me reading all of that, right? Drake is filing a lawsuit against UMG because he feels like Not Like Us has damaged him. He feels like there were lies told. Those lies dampened his ability. I don't even want to say ability as a rapper. It just ruined his reputation. Let's put it that way. It also caused for him to be subject to criminal activity as far as people coming after him, which he had to move his son, out of the country. Just all of this stuff. But UMG stance in this motion to dismiss is good, because what they did is they used his own words against him. They used his own lyrics against him. The same person that stated, "Don't take away our freedom of expression through our music." The same person who signed a petition to say, "Don't strip away our right to express ourselves through our music." It's just an artistic expression. But when you're on the other end, on the loser side, it's a whole different tune for you. So going into these requests that they are submitting, so now they're in discovery, and Drake has submitted his discovery request to Universal Music Group. And I find it very, very interesting, because are you suing UMG because you don't want to sue Kendrick? Because I'm just at this point, what you're asking for, you might as well just go ahead and sue Kendrick, because that's the person that you want to go after. I mean, at the end of the day, he is the one who wrote the lyrics. So this is his first request for production. I'm gonna get through all because this is just general information, y'all. Child, look what this man is asking for. All contracts and agreements between you and Kendrick Lamar Duckworth, his agents, or anyone working on his behalf, including all contracts and agreeing reflecting your right to approve, reject, refuse to publish, edit, amend, alter, or veto the publication of Kendrick Lamar Duckworth's musical works, musical videos, or other content. They're asking for any and all documents and communications relating to their approval, UMG's approval, or consent to publish the recording, image, and video. Let me see. Any communications revolving Ramon Alvarez Smirkle relating to the recording, image, or video, or the promotion of any musical works by Kendrick. They're looking for, or not looking, they're requesting payment and reimbursements of discretionary marketing funds for the benefit of Kendrick or any person working on his behalf, including but not limited to Anthony Chalet. They're asking for documents related to any allegations, concerns, complaints, or reports, whether formal or informal, oral or written, made to UMG relating to payola violations regarding any musical works by Kendrick. All documents relating to any actions or contemplated actions UMG took with respect to copyright restrictions for the recording, image, or video, including but not limited to alteration, modification, removal, suspension of the same. Let me see. Documents sufficient to show UMG's internal policies, procedures, and guidelines relating to the enforcement of copyright restriction over the publication, playing, streaming, or sharing of musical works, videos, or other content on third party platforms. Any and all documents and communications relating to the February 2nd Grammy Awards related to the recording, image, or video, included but not limited to. They're talking about so they're wanting the documents from the National Academy of Recording Arts and Science. Uh, they are looking for documents regarding the promotion and advertisement of Not Like Us, the recording, the image, and the video that was used for purposes of obtaining a nomination for a Grammy Award, obtaining a win for a Grammy Award, or promoting the February 2nd, 2025 Grammy Awards. And all documents and communications regarding the content of the archival footage available from the what? Let me see. I guess the Grammys deleted a clip of the crowd singing Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. So, what? Y'all don't understand. When I draft discovery to send to defendants, it's a reason I am very specific in my request because I know that's where I'm going to get my answer. But when I'm reading this, knowing that one, Drake lost the rap beef, and listening to exactly what it is that he's requesting, it is wild because this is how bitter he is. They are digging in so deep to find that UMG paid people to hype Not Like Us. He doesn't believe that Not Like Us was a hit. He doesn't believe that Not Like Us earned the votes to receive any Grammys for the best video, the best rap song, any of that. So he's really digging. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to the Super Bowl. He wants any documents, communications relating to the selection and licensing of the recording to be performed at the Super Bowl halftime show. All documents and communications relating to any and all decisions proposed, contemplated, or made with respect to whether or to omit or censor any lyrics or other content relating to the recording. So he's trying to see if they said, don't say, hey Drake, got to hear you like I'm young, all of that. Or to not even sing Not Like Us at the Super Bowl. He wants he wants all documents and communications to show the numbers of streams, views, downloads, purchases, radio plays of the recording. Not like us. Um, he wants the compensation structure and annual incentive plans for Interscope Chief Executive Officer John Janik for the past 5 years, because y'all know that Kendrick is through UMG's Interscope side. He wants the 2024 Interscope's executive incentive metrics, targets, projections, and performance used to determine annual incentives compensation for the past 5 years. He's trying to see if there is a pattern, because it's really like, okay, I see in so many years you're making this much, but all of a sudden in this year it's a bigger jump, meaning that y'all had some type of play to use Not Like Us in order to get a bigger compensation for or incentive for this year. But they want all communication showing the dates in which UMG sent litigation hold notices and the recipients of those notices relating to any allegations. They want all documents relating to May 7th, armed attack at the May 8th. Wait, what? Oh, okay. So they want all they want all documents of communication relating to the May 7th, 8th, and 9th trespassing attempts on Drake's. He probably think that they got something to do with it, or, why didn't y'all come help me knowing that these people were coming after me because of this song? He wants documents regarding any objections or concerns regarding Not Like Us, the recording, image, and the video. He's requesting total to show the total money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the production of Not Like Us, the audio and music video. He is looking for sufficient documents that are sufficient to show the total monthly money spent by UMG directly or indirectly on the promotion of the music video and the song. And so those are the things that he is asking for. Um, you know, UMG did what they were supposed to do. Now, this is a very well written motion to dismiss in order to take somebody's words that they said in the past to use it against them in their own lawsuit. So I'm definitely going to see how this plays out. It's very, very interesting. I am glad that they submitted lyrics for judicial review, because it's like, look, dude, you said this in the past years, and now that you were involved in a rap beef and you lost, you're singing a whole different tune. You're singing a whole different tune. So we're going to use what you said and did in the past against you now to see how you feel about that. And I know Drake is sitting up there like, at this point, take your loss and walk away. Make music. Get your life back on track, because you have a lot of things that you have to prove. You have to prove that everything that Kendrick said was not true. You have to show that you were financially damaged from this rap battle. You have to show that you were a target because of this rap battle. If you can't prove any of those things, you best believe that this lawsuit is going to get dismissed. Now, if it does, will he go after Kendrick? I don't know. In my mind, I think it would have been best that he went after Kendrick, but I don't think that he wants to go up against Kendrick. I really don't. In my opinion, he doesn't. But you're asking for all of this stuff. So you're it's weird, because he's saying that it's not about Kendrick, it's about UMG boasting this song, but yet you're saying that this song defamed you, the song caused you all this commotion and harm and so on and so forth. So make it make sense, Drake. What are your end goals here? Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you all have a blessed day. Bye.